Hello and welcome to the Holo-table podcast. This is episode 1 in the series where we give our opinions and hot takes on Halo related content and topics. Since this is our first episode in the series, we would like to introduce you to the host of the show. I am UA Mr. Me 29. I've been in the clan for 10 years since its inception of April of 2011. I've been playing Halo since Halo 2. I have played Halo CE, but my first Halo was Halo 2. Now, we'll be kicking it off to Clips.
Hi, Clips. I've been playing, I've been a part of the clan for about 5 years. My first Halo game was Halo CE, and I've been playing off and on ever since.
Alright, moving on to UA Apollo.
My name's UA Apollo. I've been a part of this clan for 9 years, and my first Halo game was Halo 2.
And lastly, UA Dayton 44.
I'm UA Dayton 44. I've been in the clan for about 9 years now, and my first Halo was Halo 3.
And just to explain how this series is going to go, this is an animated podcast, of course, totally unscripted, and we're going to follow a main topic with supporting topics so we don't go too far off track and go into a tangent on things. The series is going to be clockwise table talk, so we'll go in a specific order. It'll be me first, then UA Clips, UA Apollo, then Dayton 44. After we have our first starts, there are no order in which we will continue the conversation. We'll just chime in when we feel like the opportunity is available. And with all of that out of the way, we can finally get into our first topic of this series, which is actually about last week's E3, which has came and gone. About 10 minutes of Halo footage, kind of a downer, but also at the same time it did pack a punch with tons of info, and it pretty much got Halo back on the map. But starting with that, I want to give out pretty much a rating for what we thought of E3 and pretty much the multiplayer trailer that happened after that and the next day. So with me first, I'm gonna give the presentation and everything, just everything about it. I'm gonna give it a 8 out of 10. What about you, Clips?
That's exactly what I was gonna give it. I really enjoyed it. It showed us some new stuff. It showed us some of the same old stuff. Overall, I was really happy with it.
Alright, what about you, Paul?
Well, you know me. In all honesty, I give it right around a 5 out of 10.
I think that's fair. That's fair. What about you, Dayton?
I'd give it about a 6. Gameplay was good, but the armor was little down for me.
Alright. So, just off the top of you guys' head, what all did you like about what you saw? I'm gonna go first. I like that Halo Reach armor is back. I like how there's this thing called armor cores for your Spartan, where you can have generational like armor suits, like the undersuits, how you see in like Halo 4, Halo Reach, Halo 3, how they all had different undersuits kind of thing, like the thigh pads, things like that, the glove padding and the rubber undersuit. I really love that because I love how the undersuit looks for Halo Reach. It's nice. It looks really nice, and I'm glad that is back. I never thought that they would do something like that. It seemed very simple, but I think that was one of the biggest things that I really like, just for the fact that I'm a huge fan of customization. But yeah, I really did enjoy the Armor Core showcase of that. I like how they're bringing in the Academy. I thought that was something that's really good. Obviously, since Halo is going to be free to play, there's going to be a lot of new kind of people trying to test this game out, see what it's about. And with the Academy, that is most definitely the coolest thing ever. It's going to tell you about lore, just how to play, and understanding how Halo works and its terminology. But that's enough of me. Going to go ahead and send it off to you, Cliff.
Yeah, a lot of what you said is what I'm really excited about. Another thing is the little bit that we got to see of the campaign looked really nice, and it looked really clean. It looked a lot better than what we saw before. And I mean, there's not really much more that I'm excited about. I mean, I just hope that when it comes towards competitive, I just hope that we have decision starters.
All right. What about you, Apollo?
Well, what I like about it is how they brought back more armor customizations, comparing it to like Halo 5, how you could only customize very few select amount of things like your body, helmet, and then visor, I think. Now it's more towards like how Halo Reach is, how you can customize armor, shoulders, helmet, all that stuff. I like how they did that. And from the looks of it, the maps look pretty good. I like what they did with the maps. And that's about it.
Nice, nice. And what about you, Dane?
I mainly focus on the multiplayer like side of things, but the multiplayer looked very, very smooth and very doable compared to the last couple years. And the customization is really nice. How you can choose what side you want the robotic leg and or arm, and you can switch between legs and arms. So that was a great feature.
Yeah, most definitely, I agree. Anything customization wise, I am all for it. Like, I'm all for it. I love customization.
Seems like they wanted to go crazy with it.
Yeah.
I actually have one more thing to add. When they were showing off the multiplayer, I think they were talking about how there's not going to be microtransactions. It's all going to be earned through the battle pass.
Most definitely.
That is a very big plus that I
Yes,
heard.
bro.
Yeah.
All right, going on that. I am so excited about that. Don't you know? All right, so this is what was bothering me with like Halo 5. There was no way you could earn something in game like that was directly wanted. That was so trash. I hated that. I hated that so much. That was the worst thing that could possibly ever happen to Halo. Like playing Halo Reach, playing Halo 3, like any of these things, like certain pieces of armor you could do by completing certain tasks. Like even in Halo Reach, to unlock CQB, you had to complete the campaign or something like that. To get, the rogue helmet in Halo 3, you had to become a certain rank and ranked. It was
Getting all the skulls.
yeah, getting all
Halo
the
3.
skulls for the katana. Like, why? It just doesn't make sense. That was the most annoying thing about Halo 5 that just got on my nerves. And I'm so
I
glad.
really like how with the battle pass or whatever they're gonna call it, you can keep going back to it if you didn't unlock everything like in MCC.
Yes, that's you know about that too. That's what is gonna revolutionize gaming, and I'm happy that Halo. Of course, it had to follow a trend, but it also twisted it in a way to where everybody looks at Halo for doing something right, and that is the best part about it. People can look at Halo and say, "Oh, they did something right," and they are looking. If they're protecting the customer or the consumer, they're looking after the consumer in a way. Like, of course, all the battle passes will be there, which is a good way for anybody who got the game late to have to buy all those particular battle passes, so which means that they still have to put in that money to get that kind of extra rewards. I get that, but at least they're not making you forced to play a game that you don't enjoy just for the fact that whatever you're trying to get is about to go away.
Yeah. Did they say that you could buy past season passes?
Yes,
Like after
I'm
they
pretty
pass,
sure.
they did say?
That's how it's gonna go.
I know they said you could go back. I didn't know if you could go back and buy it. Like if someone came in late.
Yeah, I
I
think.
wonder if they just leave that in that season.
I feel like that would be the smartest thing to do for them to collect money from people who got in the game late. It's like, here, catch up, catch up to everybody else with how much money they spent on this game. That's
True, and then hopefully they'll put it back into the game since they want a 10-year for it.
So, all right. So going the opposite way, what didn't we like? So starting with me, I'm gonna go with like it's gonna be like nitpicky, but I don't like the fact that it still looks like Halo 5. It still looks like Halo 5 to me. Like when I saw that CQB helmet, I was like, that's the CQB helmet from Halo 5. That's not the CQB helmet from Halo Reach. Even though it is the same design and everything, it's just like the plastic look it still had. Like I know there were new Spartans and all and things like that, but man, I feel like I still look like a Power Ranger. And that bugs me. That is one thing that I do not like. The other one, I think I only have two. And the other one is how cartoonish or how over exaggerated the shields are when you take damage. It glows super bright. It shines over your entire body like it's supposed to be like I don't know, like an outline of you or something. It's
I
very
didn't even
weird.
see that.
Yeah, like once you look back into it, it glows very, very bright. But I think it's for a specific reason because now they have like hit indicators now on your Spartan where you get shot at. So like if you get shot in the head, it will mostly glow yellow there, and the rest of your body will still look normal. So it shows a hit indicator of where you're dealing damage. So it might. With that being said, it might be that they're changing the way damage output works too. Because if you could probably do more headshot damage now in this game, since it tries to indicate where you're taking damage from, you know?
Yeah.
So that's the two things that I don't like, but that's probably it. So moving on to you, Clips.
I mean, honestly, I don't really have much right now that I'm upset about with the game. There's just things that I'm like worried about. Like earlier, I said with competitive, I'm worried that they're saying all this, and I hope that they can live up to it. I just don't want to be disappointed.
I
Because
gotcha.
a lot of other people have promised big things, and they haven't delivered.
Most definitely. What about you, Apollo, man?
Okay, so one of the things that don't really like about it is how many weapons they added to the game. It can also be a good thing that they added weapons to it. It gives it a little bit more variety. But I also feel that adding way too many weapons can also do harm for the game. And another thing is abilities. I don't really like abilities, but then I'm also biased because I like the older games where it was just linear. You have only jump and then just movement speed.
Okay, I can see where you're coming from. Alright, and lastly, Dayton?
Alright, so the things I didn't really like about the game that we've seen so far, we didn't see anything about armor effects, which I mean I guess it's fine if it's not in there, but I just like that little touch that Halo Reach had with the armor effects, and then they're actually bringing them to Halo 4 in the newest MCC season as well. But also what Clips touched on, I really hope they have precision starts in comp, or if they have a competitive playlist, have precision starts. Whether it be a BMR or BR or a DMR, I really don't care. Just no AR starts.
Personally, I prefer the BR.
Yeah, that'll work too. I mean, the BR looked quite good in the trailer that they put out.
Yeah.
Alright, so Dayton, just to ease your mind a little bit, they did already confirm that armor effects are coming back. So, armor effects are here, which is a thing I'm very excited for.
Yeah, that makes me happy.
What if they give the OG like Reach like blue eternal flames?
Yeah, I
or
know.
Flames black.
I know.
But only we could have them.
The
like,
flames are gonna be green. What everybody wants.
I mean, probably.
Nobody want them green. Well, maybe, because oh wait, no, I thought 3 for 3 was green for some reason. That was stupid.
I'd
They're
say
gonna have
green or
rainbow.
purple would be the best ones to add in.
They have all the main colors
They were
in
gonna bring
because they already
them
have
out
orange, which some people call red, orange, and blue, green, purple.
Just regular fire.
Oh, they could have a white or a black one.
Oh, white flame would be
That
nice.
would be cool.
Yeah, white flame would be super cool.
One thing I also that just came to my mind that I really am kind of iffy on, I'm also being nitpicky, is the hit registration sounds. It just sounds like too. I don't know. It just sounds weird to me.
No, I get you, man. Cause like I like guns that feel and sound like that they impact you hard, like that they hit hard. You know, there's only some games that can pull that off right. You know, and when you can feel the weight in it through the sound, and that is. I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
The sniper
They-
actually had a really hard-hitting sound in the trailer.
Yeah, it did.
But I didn't like the way it looked with the scope. I think it looked too small. But it sounded amazing.
How did the pistol sound? Because from what I can remember, it sounded kind of strong, but I also my memory's a little fuzzy on it.
Sound almost like the H2A pistol, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like the H2A and like the Halo DST
Yeah.
without a suppressor type like pistol.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that they made the sidekick not as powerful as it was in Halo 5 because it's supposed to be a small arm. It should not compete with a battle rifle. It shouldn't compete with a DMR. That was ridiculous. I know how that it worked in CE because there wasn't any other precision weapon other than a sniper rifle.
Right.
But Magnum should always be a secondary, and we treated that thing with praise. That is not how it's supposed to have been. Like the Halo 3 Magnum was okay, but it wasn't great. It's something that you wouldn't rely on. The Halo Reach Magnum, you wouldn't want to rely on that. You know, H2A, the Halo 2 ones are terrible because they shoot so fast because they have so little damage. And I don't know. The sidekick is a great in between, great compromise.
Speaking of weapons and all that, what are your guys' opinions on the Smart Link, them adding that back? Do you agree with it, or do you prefer like the classic, like you just aim down sights with weapons?
I prefer the older Halos from CE to Reach, where only precision weapons were able to aim down sights. Other weapons should not aim down sights.
Because I
Well,
remember
the pistol
I saw
on
somebody talking
Reach. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I was seeing somebody say that in the past with the AR, when you zoom in, it gives you added accuracy, and that just I hope they don't do that.
Yeah, man. It's in one of the trailers when they were smart leaking with the Needler and the Assault rifle.
Yeah.
And Dane, what were you about to say?
The pistol in Reach doesn't, or Halo 3, you can't zoom in with it. It's just like the binocular.
You can zoom in with the Halo Reach Magnum.
Is it just Halo 3, or whenever you zoom in it?
It's Halo 3. You can't zoom in with the Halo 3 Magnum. But yeah, the older Halos I like where precision weapons were able to zoom in and everything else. I don't know. It's cool for animation purposes, like machinima and stuff, because when you smart link, it shows a little animation of you, popping your head up to the rifle to zoom in. I like it for that reason only, but I don't think it should be in the game. But it's not that big of a deal. But
Unless it's a sword.
Yes, unless it's a sword. Oh my god, we do not need to aim down sights with a sword anymore. Or they need to either do that, or you can't run as fast anymore. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, with the sword make it run slower.
I think in the trailer it showed him.
Yeah, he was like sliding, stabbing.
Yeah. That might be a part of the animation, or that's him doing a smart link.
Ooh, imagine you can have an animated lunge. Or an animated punch or something. That dude was like sprinting and like doing like a ninja run.
Like different types of them.
Yeah.
Speaking Speaking of creating animations and stuff like that. Okay, so there's one part in the multiplayer trailer where it shows like a group of Spartans before the camera zooms inside of one of their bodies and then the game starts. People are speculating that's how the start, like the initial start goes. You know, like how in Halo 5 before the match started, everybody like walk up to the camera a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're thinking,
Entries.
yeah, those little entrances. Some people are speculating that they said, because 343 said that there's much more customization than what we already saw. So some people are thinking that you can customize those entrances into like going into your body, because everybody in that lineup had a different stance. So there was, this one guy that was, a little hunched over. There were some people looking taller than others. So
Wonder if they're gonna have victory poses too for the end of the matches.
yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like I wonder if we have like entrance poses and victory
That'd be
poses.
really cool.
Yeah,
So kind of like the pose that on Halo 5 when you had it, like you could choose it for your character to stand when people looked at your profile.
exactly.
So those stances are at the end or at the beginning of games.
Exactly. I think that's a possibility too. Like I feel like there's so much stuff we still don't know yet. Well, obviously there's so much stuff we still don't know yet. We don't even know all the weapons in the game yet. We haven't even seen the DMR yet. And the DMR has been in the game since Reach. I haven't seen the Spartan lasers. Some people think that the Spartan lasers are gonna get taken out the game.
I can see it.
Actually, honestly, no, I don't think they will. But do you think they'll have like Spartan companies like in the actual game, or will it just be on their website?
See, that's what I did. That's what I asked 343 about. They had a Twitter post and it was like ask 343, and I had put do you think Spartan companies, like, are Spartan companies returning, and if so, what improvements are they gonna do with it? You know, because it had a good foundation, but most definitely it can be built upon, like, a lot. The only thing we was able to do was commendations. There wasn't like daily challenges, weekly challenges, seasonal challenges with your clan. Like if they had something like that, that is something I'd be down for. Like it's
Or if you're all like in a lobby with your clan members, you could have colored service tags like they did in Call of Duty on Black Ops 2. That would be interesting.
yeah,
Or the pose at the beginning of the match, you could have a synced one for clans that clans can unlock.
yeah,
That'd be really cool.
that'd be
Kind of like
really-
how Destiny has
Or
the
armor effects
B
or
and
something,
you'll
or
do it.
emblems that come from like clan challenges. There's so much content that they could put out.
most definitely, man.
They just need to do it.
I hope 343 didn't give up on Spartan companies, man.
I feel like it brought them a lot of attention last year though with the Achilles armor set,
Mm-hmm.
which is what I assumed the samurai armor set was going to be. But from what all the people were saying, it's not. It's just going to be unlockable through the season or
Yep.
through doing certain
Yeah,
challenges.
they said it was gonna be an event.
Yep, this is gonna be the first one actually, and there's gonna be. They said that it's gonna be more traditional armor, and also more of those style kind of armors too.
You know what? After like overlooking the new armor they brought into the Halo 3 Battle Pass, I really hope it doesn't look. They don't bring armor like that into Halo Infinite because it looks really clunky.
Yeah.
The new light up armor, I wanted to like it at first, and I was using it, but I don't like it at all. I like the idea of light up armor. I think they could pull it off, but what they've been doing with that, it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is that was Halo 3, and Halo 3 wasn't like meant to have glowing armor like that.
Yeah.
Like that armor should never have been in the game. That's more of like a Reach type of armor set, even though it doesn't like really fit it. But like that's just definitely not a Halo 3 type of armor set.
Mr. Mia told me a while ago that it looks more like Halo 4.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
for
agree
sure.
with him.
Because Halo 4 had the unicorn
I don't like
helmet and
it.
everything.
Yeah, the
So,
Fotis.
I mean, it would make sense. Yeah.
Halo 4 started out of the box wild card armor. I don't know. They need to tone down on it a bit, but I don't mind the exaggeration just as long as it's not too I don't know, just too wacky. Cause
I
you
mean, they
know,
had the
Yeah,
whale
that's
in the one arm or the one helmet.
yeah, the pig and the
yeah.
whale.
Yeah,
I think that was way
I
too
just
it's a
don't
wacky.
little
want them to make it
ridiculous.
look too gimmicky.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that was
Well,
way
that's
I
too.
because
don't
3
want
for 3
to.
was trying to be edgy.
That's bruh. I'm not for it. Mm-mm. Like they say that they want it to be canon and lore based and stuff like that. And there's no way somebody's going to go out there with a freaking pig helmet.
Yeah, I do hope they start getting creative with the armors though. I
Right,
mean,
like
they
I don't
like have the
mind.
base set, but like have like more haunted helmet type
Yeah, like
Yes.
stuff.
that didn't break it too far, you know? Like it was
Yeah,
the pilot helmet, but the visor was clear and it had a
skull.
oddball skull on there. Like that wasn't too out there. Like even with armor effects, we know that that's out of whack, but it's
Right.
it's still cool. It's not
And it's not too
breaking it.
distracting.
Yeah, it's not breaking that boundary of overstepping it, you know?
Well, I kind of
Mhm.
feel like with the the engine that they're using for Halo and like how it's similar to Halo 5, how like almost plasticky it looks, I feel like the armor effects aren't gonna look nearly as good as Halo Reach's, because it looked almost like worn down, I guess. But it just fit with the armor.
Yeah, I get you. I feel like that too. That's what was getting to me because like I was thinking of inclement weather with Halo 5 armor. I'm like, I feel that the smoke and the thunder will look cartoony. You know, it look
Mhm.
cartoonish. Like, okay, for example, Apex. Apex looks like a mix of cartoon and realism. You know,
Right. Yeah.
that's how I feel like that's what Halo had become. It looks like that. It has its realism, but it also still looks like a cartoon. And I feel like that's what the armor shows. The armor makes it look like that. And the armor effects, like if we see pestilence or something, it's just gonna look like goop. It won't even look like
Yeah.
a green powder, fog. It's just gonna look like little goop.
I think they're still trying to figure out their art style.
Yeah, they're
Uh,
trying to find that middle ground, man. And I
Because they
know it's
want to
hard.
change and not be like Bungie, but they want to still be successful and like still have the Halo feel to their armor.
Yeah, and like that's hard, man. Like I know for years we've been giving them such a hard time. Like I mean a hard time, a hard time. Anybody who's watching this and this video has blown up somehow and y'all think that we appreciate 3 for 3 for everything they've done, trust me, oh my god, we have just destroyed this company within our little group. So
Hmm.
with the praise that we give them, you got to understand that this is genuine praise that they will hardly ever hear out of our mouth.
Uh,
I've been playing Halo for almost 20 years. Been playing since 2004, and it's 2021.
mm. Shows you how old he is.
Mhm.
I'm 24. I'm not even 24 yet. I just went on a tangent.
What about map designs? Infinite. What
I
do
like
you guys
it.
think about them?
I like it.
Like it?
I like it. From the one map that they shown that would look like this little desert town, I already knew that was from Halo 2. It's not the same. It's not a map from Halo 2, but it's
Mhm.
from a mission from Halo 2, a world or a place, an area. New Mombasa or Old Mombasa is one of them.
See, I liked all the maps. The only one that I didn't really like, I think it was the snowy looking map. That was the only one that I was kind of iffy on. But that's just because since I played Destiny and they added the new Europa map, I got really tired of
Seen a lot of snow.
yeah, seeing a lot of snow and getting flashbanged every 2 seconds. Yeah, I was kind of tired of it.
I don't even remember the snow map. It's not coming to my mind.
It was a snow map. It was like one of the very first. That
So
they-
speaking of maps, do you guys think they're gonna remaster some maps?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming they're bringing
Eventually.
back Asylum, of course.
They're gonna bring back.
I hope they
Halo
remaster
3
Forge
maps.
World. I really hope they remaster it.
I think
Which
one
map?
map they're gonna bring back is
Forge
Pit.
World.
Oh yeah, the pit for sure. Asylum.
I don't think they're gonna redo Forge World. I wish they
If
would.
they do, like, I can see it. They make it bigger.
They need it. Yes, if they did a Forge World 2.0 where they added the original Forge World and then
yeah,
added
let
on
us
top
go to
of
the
it,
mountains at least.
yeah, if they added on
Let us
top
go to
of
the
Forge
edge of the
World,
mountains.
that is
Oh
a
my God.
3-4-3 genius idea. Because no one
No,
thought
hear
Forge
me
World
out.
was bad.
Hmm.
A BR. That's gonna be their first BR map. They're gonna expand Forge World.
Oh,
I'm
did you
telling
hear how
you,
they're adding
right
bots
now.
into Halo?
Yep.
What'd you guys
Yes,
think about
that is so
I'm
Yeah,
excited
I'm really
for that.
excited about that too.
That is so good.
I don't think I'm
Being
gonna
able to do,
use it
like,
a lot, but I mean, it'll help
practice
you
rates
warm
and
up
cinema.
and like
that?
get your aim in check before you go into a comp match or clan battle or anything.
Yeah, trick shots, man, trick shots.
Mm-hmm.
Practice your trick shots. No, but I'm excited about the custom games that you can do with it. Like, okay, so I've heard some videos on like YouTube where it was like a PvE type of deal. Like, let's say we was doing a 4-man raid, right? It was just us four, and then the rest of the lobby and custom games is bots, right? And we had it assigned on teams. We was red team and they was blue team or whatever. And you know how, since you know armor coatings don't show you on which team you are on, whatever. It's just us in a world that we created, and we're fighting like hordes of zombies or something like that. You know, like you can do so much with the custom game bots now, and that is so cool. You know, like those Left 4 Dead series and stuff from Halo Reach.
Right. Yeah.
One thing that I am really looking forward to with Infinite is custom games.
Yes.
That's like the one thing that I always felt like with Halo that really set it out from other games was custom games and how people created different maps and came together as a community to play fun.
Most definitely, bro. Like, yeah, like you said, that made Halo. That is what brought you back. You know, when back in the day, we didn't have to find enjoyment by staying in matchmaking all day. Like, oh, I'm gonna get on Halo. What you gonna do? Obviously, matchmaking now, because what else is there to do? You know, I remember when we got on. Some days we didn't even go to matchmaking. We just stayed in custom games. Or sometimes it's the opposite way around. We wanted to practice all day. We go into matchmaking, no custom games, or we played against each other in custom games. You know, it was the potential is just so unlimited with Halo, and that's what makes this game so freaking good. Our last topic is any potential scares, or what is it that you're worried about with Halo Infinite? I'm gonna go first.
Oh, I already said that.
Yeah. So yeah, we heard you. We heard yours a couple times, close. But who knows what goes around? You might be a little bit more concerned about other things. So start with me first. Oh man, there's a couple things. There's a lot of things actually that I'm worried about. Obviously there's the general that I'm worried about this game failing. But I am worried about the player count in custom games. I really don't want it to be 16, nor do I want it to be 24. I want it to be 32, the least. You know, 16 v 16 or something like that. That is the minimum of what I want for custom games. I am worried about what random weird cash grab they're gonna have with Halo Infinite, because everything sounds way too good to be true. I know, like a battle pass that you can go through back and forth. I know there's rewards that you get in game. Some things are purchasable. I understand that, but every company has their, you know, their little manipulative methods, and I'm really concerned on what that is going to be, because everything just sounds way too good. Go on to you, Clips.
The like I said earlier, there's nothing I'm really like worried about. I mean, there are a few things. I'm worried about the multiplayer. I'm worried about the campaign not being big enough, but I think they've said that it's pretty big. Um, I just hope there's a lot because my favorite game is Skyrim, so I really love to explore and find hidden things that they want you to find, and you go into a random corner and you're like, oh, that's cool, that's really there. So I'm I'm just worried that they're not gonna have enough. Does that happen like with Destiny 2?
Blessing?
Well, there are a couple things that I'm really like worried about. It's obviously the game failing, and like judging from the past two main Halo titles they've brought out, and then the whole situation with MCC, it really put a number on my trust with 343. Because originally, whenever 343 was making the new Halo game, I was really excited for it. It's a new company. Hopefully, they're gonna do well with it, and it kind of returned for the worst. So after like the whole couple years of it, it really tainted me. And another thing that I'm kind of worried about is I don't know, I just feel like if they don't play their cards right, I feel like the game's just gonna dry out really quick. I know they were saying that they want this Halo title to go on for 10 years, I think they said. And I don't know, I don't feel like they're going to bring out enough stuff for it, or have it to where Halo 5 was and come out with free DLC that was supposed to already be in the game.
Oh yeah, having an unfinished game. That is something I'm most definitely worried about too.
Because how Halo 5 was, they set it back, I think, half of a year or a year. And then whenever it released, it was still unfinished, and then they released it free DLCs like Forge World, Infection, all that kind of stuff. I really hope they don't do that.
Alright, what about you, Dayton?
I'm just mainly scared of being disappointed again for the third time. I mean, Halo 5 wasn't terrible, I guess, but it definitely wasn't what it should have been with all the hype that was behind it. Compared to Halo 4, it would have been nice to see something that was actually fun to play and brought the community together rather than tear it more apart than what it was. So.
True. Most definitely. Alright, so
I have
go
a
ahead.
question. Do we know anything about theater? Do we know if that's gonna be? That's for sure. That has to be in Halo.
Yes.
But yeah.
They said theater is there. They already confirmed Forge and theater.
Nice.
So,
And they're dropping with a game.
most definitely. If they are already talking about it now, I feel like it should already be in the game.
Alright.
Cool.
Here's the thing. I feel that 343 is pretty comfortable. They're pretty confident this time. Because you know how we was all disappointed how Halo Infinite only had like a little bit in the E3, but then the next day they expanded on it. So it was just like, okay, we're gonna give you guys just a little taste at E3. If you like it, most definitely we got something more for you. And I feel like, I don't know, it seemed like it was a cocky move.
Yeah, but let's hope that that's not how their content's gonna be with the game. They're gonna give you like a little teaser, and then they're gonna drop the full game and the full season where you have to pay for it.
Yeah.
That's just, yeah.
I really do feel like there is something sneaky. I don't want to believe it, but you just gotta have the benefit of the doubt, you know. And
Yeah.
It's just really hard for me, man. It is really hard for me to give them the benefit of the doubt.
It's
Well, they screwed up so bad with Halo 4. And
Yeah.
then Halo
Halo
5
5.
was an atrocity.
A little bit better,
And
but
MCC, dude.
not as bad
Like,
as 4.
Yeah,
like
MCC
in
wasn't even
all
playable for the first like 6 months it came out.
in all honesty, like I am very curious on how they messed up so bad with MCC. It's just a plug and play.
I would say it's more complex than that because you're running 7 game engines on one disk, which apparently is an extremely hard task to do.
Well, originally Halo 4 wasn't even on there, I don't think.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, it was?
mhm. Any Master Chief story,
It was Halo. I think it was Halo Reach, wasn't it? Halo Reach wasn't on there.
Reach and ODST.
Halo Reach and ODST. Yeah.
Alright.
So you got Halo Combat Evolved and then Combat Evolved Anniversary. Those two ran on 2 different ones. You got Halo 2 and Halo 2 Anniversary that ran on 2 different ones, and then you got Halo 3 and also Halo 4. So it was
Halo
around.
Reach.
Yeah, once Halo Reach came out. So you got 7 game engines running on one disk, which is extremely,
Full game engines.
extremely different from any other collection of games on one disk. They usually run on the same engine and it's just a sequel of the next, even though Halo is a sequel of its next game, but they really changed their gimmicks around in each Halo iteration. And that's another weird thing, but that's probably something we can talk about a different day. So concluding with all of this, guys, any final thoughts? Anybody want to chime in first?
I'm excited to see the future of Halo. About it.
I just hope Halo Infinite's what it's supposed to be, and it actually brings the Halo community back, and then we can start doing clan battles and com battles again.
Glanson?
I don't really have all too much to add to that.
Fair enough. And my final thoughts is pretty much the same as Dayton and Clips. Really looking forward to Halo Infinite. I am extremely invested in Halo. I will give so much to make sure that Halo is a success. And there's so much down the pipeline that I have planned for us and for the community of Halo. And just do not want this game franchise to die, man. This has been a part of my life for a very long time, and it has a very special spot. With that being said, it has been UA Mr. Me, UA Clips, UA Apollo, UA Dayton 44. Thank you for watching. If there's anything you would like to see for our next topic, please comment down below. If you have enjoyed this content, please like, subscribe, share with a friend, and we will see you next time. Thank you.